Hello, we're looking at Geometry Part 2 textbook. This is lesson 8-6, which is the law of cosines. This particular problem 1 is found on page 528 of your textbook. And it says to find b to the nearest tenth. Now, because this is not a right triangle, we use a concept called the law of cosines. Now, before you jump into this, you may want to read page 526 and 527 that explains kind of how the law of cosine works and how it comes about. I just wanted to go into actually how to work one of the problems. And look at the blue, because this is what needs to take place in your brain. You need to know that the opposite of C is AB, but opposite of C is going to be considered to be little c. Okay? So we're going to call that little c, just like across from B is little b, and across from A we would call that little a. Now, if you know two sides and the angle between them, which is why they're saying this right here, if you know two sides and the angle between them, and then the other side would be the side opposite of that particular angle, then that's when the law of cosine works. Okay? And the law of cosine is this right here. This is the law of cosines. And the reason we're picking that one, there's actually three, but the process is the same. Whether you're looking for an A or a B or a C, the process is still the same. The reason they put b squared here is because we're looking for a b. So b squared is going to be a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cosine of b, which is the angle between those two sides. The rest is simply just plug and chug. Your a value, or the one across from the angle A, is 22. You're going to square that, plus the one across from the c value is 10, so you're going to square that. Then you're going to subtract 2 times 22 times 10, and then multiply that by the cosine of 44, which is the angle between those two sides. Again, concentrating on this side angle side here. All right. Now, please make sure that your calculator is in degree mode if you're going to use trig, because your calculator will give you a different answer, an incorrect answer, if you're in a different kind of mode. Okay. So the rest, literally, you can load every bit of this into your calculator. 22 squared plus 10 squared minus 2 times 22 times 10 times the cosine of 44. And it will do it all, and you can see here that we come out with approximately 16.3551364. And it wanted us to round it to the nearest tenth, as you can see in the directions, so we just rounded it to 16.4. Okay. Now, if I want to find MN down here, again, I have a side, and I have the angle between them. So I am dealing with side angle side here. That's when the law of cosine works. So I'm looking for, actually this time I'm looking for the little l. So I'm going to say L squared. Oh, and by the way, once you get this answer up here, I jumped ahead a little bit. Once you get this answer right here, that is your b squared value. You're going to then have to take the square root of all that once you get the answer to finally get what b is. Okay, so here we go. You've got L squared here equals one of the sides squared plus the other side squared, which is 29 squared, minus 2 times 48 times 29 times the cosine of 104. Okay. And you're going to plug all of that in to your calculator. And you're going to end up with, let me calculate this, 48 squared plus 29 squared minus 2 times 48 times 29 times the cosine of 104. That's like 3,818.51. It goes on like that. Then you have to take the square root of that answer, and you're going to end up with something like 61.794. So it ends up being something like 61.8 if you're rounding it to the nearest tenth. Okay? So again, it's a process that's been created before us so that we don't have to do the work. All we have to learn to do is use it for our benefit. And again, it is most beneficial, law of cosines, is if you know two sides and the angle between them, and you're looking for the third side. Okay? Good luck.